In my ears of the and the blessing of the Lord upon my life, Papa, you too much. Oh, Jesus, now
Sunday morning. Good morning. I am Quan Yin, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. Okay. Judgment. Somebody is under judgment right now, okay? This could be an organization. It can be a job, a group of people, a collaboration. But there is somebody that's under judgment right now, okay? And there is an elder here. This elder is coming out as a feminine energy, but take this message as it resonates. I'm only going to read the energy. Someone is in their thoughts right now because they got some bad news about some type of illness, bad health. They got a checkup. There's something going on with someone's health. And this person, fatality in the reverse, that's like the death card with the coffin right here. Whoever this person is, they have come to terms and accepted their fate. Okay. So they're kind of indifferent to the situation. You know, they're kind of on the fence, like, okay, at this point, I did enough and got away with enough, and I got to live a full life. So it don't even matter at this point. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. That's the energy I'm getting from somebody. But they did get bad news. Okay. They got bad news about some type of affliction or bad health. And there's something also going here, possibly having to do with the courts. Somebody is very worried about something, but they're also in an energy of, okay, at this point, I accept it. I have envy in the reverse. A lot of times people, whatever they've been working on their whole life that they needed to transform, that they held on to too tightly and would not transform or change about them, or the lesson they wouldn't get. It's not until they're literally on their deathbed that, okay, all right, I'll finally let it go. Your final burst of tears, you know, or whatever. I'll finally accept the truth about a matter. Okay. This is a high priest or a high priestess right here. That's very emotionally. A lot of times when people find out that they might be passing away, they'll finally accept a final truth about something. If you can imagine all the things that we fight over in the world with our different races, nationalities, the countries we come from, fighting over land, territory, and they are so serious to us at the time because of the need to survive and the need for resources and food. But the leaders of armies, if you take them from different countries all over the world, literally at the end of their lives, and wheel these elderly people like dictators, Mussolini, Hitler, the generals of armies, and people from all over the world that fight in war and battle, that are on opposing sides, as old men and old women, and put them in a room together. You know, when they're old, they look at each other like, wow, we launched a missile on a whole city. And right now I could give less of a fuck about any of that, you know, because the illusion toward the end of your life, you start looking back, wow, we actually were killing and destroying lives and families behind this. And now at the end of my life, I'm looking back and I realize it was all an illusion, right? People get into that energy. I was told, because I couldn't be around my own mother. That's a very long story. But in my mother's last days, at one point before her health completely declined to the point of death, she had some kind of episode where she literally had an outburst and let go and just would not stop crying for the first time, I'm guessing. And I feel like she finally was accepting the truth about the things that she had done. I'm telling you, when people come toward the end of their life, whatever if they've been acting out and doing things to hurt and harm other people, and they refuse to take a look at their actions or acknowledge it, that flash will usually come within a month or weeks of their death, that they'll finally accept it and they'll break down and cry or go through a realization. Okay. So there's a high priestess here. Someone is either very emotional about, or you might be this high priestess, or there's something here, a lot of energy, the Ace of Cups and the high priestess. Somebody's calling judgment from an organization possibly, and might be coming toward a high priestess that might have a lot of emotion for a high priestess. Okay. Now, they might be coming toward a high priestess, and this might be concerning a matter that has to do with a lot of chaos and confusion going on within an organization right now. But judgment has finally been called on a situation. Let's go, Holy Spirit. Aha, thank you. So the person coming towards this high priestess, they might have the Empress. Somebody might have received some bad news about something, or someone's no longer going to be taking action against a high priestess to cause this Five of Wands energy. Thank you. So somebody was a part of an organization or collaboration with the Three of Pentacles here, and judgment has been called on somebody that has been having an Empress energy or high priestess energy, possibly in a Five of Wands. And someone's coming forward and somebody's getting bad news that they're not going to be able to cause any more problems for somebody. And also someone is going to dispel some illusions and clear some things up once and for all. And whoever the person is that was doing this, I get the energy, this elder in this organization, they're falling ill with some type of deathly illness or something, or they will be, and they might have gotten bad news. That's the Ace of Wands reverse, this Empress. So this Empress is this elder in the community. It might be a woman, but she got bad news about her health. And she might have gotten bad news about court at the same time. And at this point, she's like, well, I've done what I've done. I accept it. It's whatever. I'm not going to put any more work in being the devil, this devil energy, throwing rocks and hiding my hands behind my soft hands because I have money to do the dirt that I do. I don't have to get my hands dirty. Somebody is about to get karma for everything that they did, though, at one time. Someone might have Capricorn in their chart, okay, that could not get away with something. Thank you. So there's someone here. I don't know if it's this Empress or someone she was working with, but someone might be a Capricorn too that could not get away with something. Go ahead, Holy Spirit. What were these people trying to get away with? They wanted to get rid of you. You were a burden. You being alive was a burden is what I just heard. So what they're saying is, the fact that even if y'all ever saw the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe, and if you even have not, it was someone that was righteous. Marcus Aurelius, he was someone that was righteous, that would have done things the way the king wanted him to do it. But he was not the king's son. And the king's son in Germania, in Rome, this is something taking place back then. The king's son was jealous of him because he grew up in the royal family, the royal house, and he was spoiled. And because he was spoiled, he didn't have the personality of a normal person. He didn't have the experiences of your everyday Joe running in the streets with the other street kids. So he was a weirdo, okay? And women really didn't like him that much, okay? He was a weirdo. And even his daddy didn't like him because he grew up, spoiled. He grew up drinking bottled water. All the other kids, they drank from the fire hydrant on the block in the summertime when they cracked that thing open when it got hot. Y'all know? So anyway, he didn't grow up like a regular kid. So he really despised his father's love for Marcus Aurelius. I'm sorry, Marcus Aurelius was the king for the Gladiator, because he became a real battle. He was talented. He was skilled. It's like the streets made him what he was and formed his personality. And he had more will. He had more of a strong will, and he was admired by many. And his royal son was jealous because he grew up so sheltered. That he didn't develop those type of qualities that people really like. And ultimately, he wanted people to look at him the way they were looking at the gladiator, and he arranged for him to be killed. And because he grew up in the streets in Rome, and he was, the general in the army. Shit, he trained them goddamn men. He was skilled. So he turned around when they took him, the same men that he trained, when they took his ass to execute him, he whooped all their asses and killed all of them. Because he was like, you crazy. I trained you, bitch. Right? So anyway, long story short, he ended up being captured and sold as a slave like Joseph in the Bible. And he came up through the ranks because somebody knew something about him was very different. He wasn't your everyday slave. He was a little smarter, and his fighting styles is something different about this man, even though he erased his tattoo that identified him. And eventually his whole goal, because his family was killed, was to get close enough to the king that ordered him to be dead so that he could take his life and get his revenge. And that's how it ended in the very end. But before he did that, he made a fool out of the king's son. I can't think of his name right now. He made a fool out of him because every time he fought him on the public arena, it's like God rose him up to the point and elevated him to the point where he had a crowd of people watching him. And because he put him on a pedestal, God, where everybody could see and hear wow, who is this person getting this attention? When a person is anointed and a person has a certain their star shines bright, no matter where you try to put them and hide them in life, in poverty, in disgustingness, in horrible communities where no one will ever see them, that light is going to shine through, and they're going to end up still before the same people and community that you were trying to hide them from. And then they're going to be shouting out your name. You're the one that did it. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm getting an energy here of somebody that might be like either royalty or they come from wealth or something like that. And this person was very aware of you in some kind of a way, some type of elder that might have had the money and the resources to hide you and tuck you away by spending money and making deals with the people connected to you through your family and everyone else to make sure your life kept you hidden in the underworld of society that people look down on. Okay. But whoever this person is, they lack personality, but they did not realize that because you're anointed by God and you have star quality, and because you're like the gladiator, you are like Joseph in the Bible. You literally, are you not entertained? You would end up on a public platform speaking in front of a lot of people, shining your light right back on their ass, the person that did it. They never thought a prophecy would come true and you would shine your light back on them and show everyone what they did. They never saw it coming because they thought they were smarter than God and they could stop God's plan in your life by burying you somewhere. But little did they know that you were a seed. You're damn right. And now you're like a mighty oak tree and there's nothing they can do to chop you down. And every single day that you live to speak, to talk on a platform, to expose this person, it's like a slap in their face every day that you live. So they've been trying to discredit you and get rid of you, but they cannot, because you've been entertaining people with their downfall. Ha. Okay. So whoever this elder in this community is, they've been fully exposed now. They have a court case coming up. They might have a medical diagnosis and they're like, I don't care. Oh, you better care, baby, because you're going to come back. You're going to come back. And every situation that you set up, when you reincarnate and come back, you are going to be faced with every challenge that you have created in your bloodline. You have cursed your bloodline. Go ahead, Holy Spirit. This is someone connected to your family or your community. Okay. So someone that was being very childish, they're not going to move forward in what they were trying to do to possibly try to control a situation. Here's the situation right here, the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody was trying to control some type of situation wherein they didn't want you possibly to come in contact with some people. They wanted to keep you on the lower ranks of society. So they've been collaborating to do magic. Whoever this elder is, they're very childish, and they've been a gatekeeper in your life. The Page of Wands in the reverse, you see, that's someone that's a liar. They're deceptive. They're very childish. The Chariot in reverse, they might have even worked with a Cancer energy, but this person, they're not going to be able to move forward, causing challenges and obstacles to you receiving an opportunity that God has for you. This Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, they're not going to move forward because up until now, they've continued with their little friends in their class, being a gatekeeper, trying to keep you on the bottom, or what they consider to be the bottom of society, the bottom of the barrel, with these shallow individuals, these shallow, materialistic, like boule class and up type individuals. They were a gatekeeper to you, and they have made this their whole life to oppress you and to try to hold you down. But you have made a complete ass and fool out of all of them, because you've been entertaining the very people, that they try to crucify you in front of, by making a fool out of them and entertaining everybody, by showing them how weak they are and how personalityless they are, and jealous and envious they are, and poor in spirit they are. Okay, these people that have made you a whole project, your whole life has been their project as a energy harvest from you, doing this spell work and magic, throwing rocks and hiding your hands. They're such cowards. In their heart chakra, they don't possess what is called strong will. Their will is very weak. Okay, they're very weak. That's why they have to operate in their carnal nature, and they operate fear-based out of envy, because you possess qualities inside of you that are homegrown, because you grew up possibly with a lot of challenges and obstacles, some that were your karmic lessons and others that were created by these people. But either way, that created a very strong will inside of you and desire to persevere and move forward in your life. These people lack the will in the heart chakra, that strength, that courage. They lack courage. You're supposed to have, desire, will, courage. That's a part of your heart chakra in how you move forward in your development in this world. These people, they operate out of the lower vibration, the lower chakras, their lower carnal nature, out of fear and envy. Okay, and that coincides with and vibrates also the energy of enviousness and jealousy, of being weak-willed. So they don't have a lot of will inside their heart. And when you don't have a lot of will inside your heart, the vibration of love can't be sustained enough to raise your consciousness and your intuition and your power and strength. You're stronger. You're stronger than these people. Okay. So no magic they can do against you can knock you down or knock you off of your podium, because you possess more of will. You possess more will in your heart chakra than they do. More desire and more strong will and courage. Okay. So anyway, things are changing. They've changed how they feel about throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They've been doing this to you for a very long time, and they did it. They did it even when you were young, weak, and innocent, and didn't know. So it's like you see a child that has potential. So you go to elementary school and you start poisoning their lunch, and doing little stuff to slow them down, to try to give them disease, and do like society has done with groups of people, but because they know they have potential. But someone has done this to you personally, or many of you, to slow you down, because that's what a weak person does. A weak person attacks you when you're smaller than them, when you're still a child, because they know that you're going to grow to be stronger than them. And that's how weak-willed these people are. These are the kind of people that attack children in their sleep. I've been being spiritually attacked since I was a child in my sleep, literally choked, trying to cut my air supply off. And not just me, my brothers too, while we were sleeping when we were kids. This is the same group that has been spiritually coming to us as children. And we would wake up and we would tell my mother, we would wake up and we would tell my mother, we would be like, something was attacking me in my sleep. And my brother would be like, yeah, me too. It was choking my neck and putting his hand over my nose so I couldn't breathe. And I'm going to tell you another thing, okay? My mother, they tried to do to me the same thing they did to my mother, but I survived, okay? I managed to overcome and survive, but I'm grateful for her energy and her giving me the portal to come here in order to get the lessons that I needed. But she had her moments and she was in and out, okay? Her molestation in her youth, it kind of took her mind, but she had her good moments too. It did make her an extreme narcissistic, demonic energy, very narcissistic witch type energy, but it also made her a spiritual narcissist with Christianity. Long story, but a lot of y'all have a similar story. But she did have her moments, and although she was not into spirituality, she did say something came to her, and she said the Spirit of God one day came to me and told me to pray over my children, and they told me to hold my hand in the air over 7 points in their body while they're sleeping. I was told to, when you praying, you understand in Christianity, if you grew up in the apostolic church, they taught you how to pray and just keep calling on the name of Jesus. And that's where we would have all night prayer. And it's the energy from all those holy sanctified women that knew how to heal people and drive things out of their body that were imbalances energetically. So they would be up all night during all night prayer intercessory. I've been at some of them. Jesus, till spit coming out your mouth and stuff like that. That derives, and it actually comes from the chants, certain words that carry certain energetic signatures to do things in the ethers that our ancestors that come from Africa do. A lot of spiritual practitioners. I'm not talking about ones that are doing divination for evil. I'm talking about for good. From the dances that we do in church, everything can be connected to Africa, African spirituality. So the way that after chattel slavery of the African slaves used to be an all-night prayer saying Jesus, 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 Jesus to a Roman god, that is the same chanting our people used to do and still do in a lot of spiritual ceremonies, because a lot of people are chanting these words that have an energetic signature and vibration, and these magical words, as you have it, that they're saying, it's a lot of them putting energy behind it, and it's causing whatever the manifestation that everyone has agreed on, where two or more in my name, there will I be also. And there will I be also means the manifested thing, the thing that you're trying to manifest. That chanting comes from our ancestors in Africa. They would come before European Christianity was introduced. Yes, they were chanting, but it was not the name of a Roman god named after the planet Jupiter. It wasn't named after a Roman god named Zeus, and the J taking from the planet Jupiter, Jesus. Okay, that's a Roman god name. Okay, so I'm just saying that my mother was a spiritual narcissist, and that was her reaction to her childhood molestation. Okay, an extreme spiritual narcissist with all kind of other shit going on in there. Okay. But the spirit had instructed her to hold her hand and chant, okay? But because she was not connected to our roots back in Africa, she's using the energy that she learned from European Christianity due to chattel slavery. And the only name she know is Jesus. So she was instructed to hold her hand in 7 different points over our body and to chant Jesus, 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 Jesus in 7 different places over all her kids while they were sleeping, just to hold her hand over it. And at that time, I remember hearing her talking to somebody about that. She understood, with her limited understanding of spirituality, that some type of energy would be clearing out a blockage or something someone was doing in 7 spots on our body, but she did not have access, and she was not even open to learning to understand we have 7 major energy centers in our bodies, called the chakras. Okay. And that was the Spirit of God showing her how to clear, how to put protection over the energy centers of her children. She didn't know. She might have been thinking it had something to do with the 7 fruits of the Spirit, which also are, and I'm not going to get into it today, but I will eventually on my other platform. The 7 fruits of the Spirit align with those 7 energy centers, because each one of them have something to do with alignment in a way that you are thinking that coincides with an organ that is connected to in your body, a major organ, okay, that affects your health and balance. Okay, so the 7 locations, she would start at the crown of the head, then move to above the forehead. Every single chakra point is where she held her hand, but she didn't know anything about a chakra, but the Spirit of God instructed her to hold her hand in those places. Okay, just for clarity, and to go ahead and chant the only name known to her, because of slavery, chattel slavery, and forced religion, Jesus, 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 Jesus chanting. Okay, so not to go too far off off topic, but a lot of us were attacked as children, and I just wanted to make the point, me and my siblings, even as children, this same organization has been monitoring us since we were babies, because it was a government organization attached to secret societies that was a web so intricate and neatly put together to literally run countries, using the energy of children throughout their lives, and designed for them to have more children in poverty and use their energy to keep them living wealthy and to keep you in cycles of poverty. Okay. And right now, this organization is connected to that. Okay. And they've been monitoring you, but too many people have been awakening in the age of Aquarius that we just moved into, because of communication, of information that has been rolling out to everybody, not just through computers, not just through technology, but through the Spirit of God. God said in the last days, I will pour out my Spirit. And that's in the form of downloads that are pouring out through the divine feminine energy and the feminine energy in men, that have been so imbalanced in a patriarchal society. But right now, we are bringing that feminine energy back, and it's bringing balance. That dam has been broken down, and it's causing downloads with secrets to the universe, secrets to everything going on that has been done, because we're opening up spiritually, and our gifts are coming online, and we are able to locate and destroy every demonic power and force that was set up and orchestrated against us. Glory be to God. Now, Holy Spirit, what is the outcome going to be of this situation? The King of Swords. So someone might be coming towards you, possibly. Okay. I have been seeing this Hermit energy right here. The King of Swords, Hermit in the reverse, that might want to connect with you and reach out. Now, this Hermit is somebody that couldn't backstab and betray you. Okay. There are 2 different persons here. One person was unaware of who you were as a person. They were aware you had spiritual gifts, but they might have been lied to about what your intentions are and whether or not you were of God or a good person. That's one person that's a part of this group. And the other person didn't want you to infiltrate this group because they know you have a righteous spirit. And most of these people are very corrupt. And what they want to do is have the freedom without anybody. A lot of them, the type of entities that they work with, they cannot have your presence there, because your presence, your energy alone is going to make the spell work they do to steal, to rob, to destroy, and to harm people null and void. Your energy and presence is literally going to cancel their energy out, because demons have to flee. Just like in that old Bible, that old song in church we used to sing, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory. In the name of Jesus, demons have to flee. Tell me who can go before us when we call on that great name. That was a song we used to sing in church. That just simply means you embody that Christ energy, and it's so powerful and it's so bright that anywhere that you go and set your feet and sit down and open up your mouth and begin to speak and shine your light and speak truth, your truth to power, demons have to flee. So if these people, the entities that they use to go spying, to seeking out and destroy, that they give their people's energy to, the minute your presence arrives, these demons are going to be like, I can't work with you no more. You either have to come to where I am, but if she is in this organization and group, I can't come meet you here. You got to meet me somewhere else. If you're going to bring that person back into this house, then I'm moving out. Do you understand? If you're going to move that person back into this house, then I have to move out. Just like when the man that was possessed with all the demonic spirits, Legion is what he said his name was. And Jesus' aura, the Christ child's aura, literally could be spotted miles away. The light that Jesus carried could be spotted miles away by the demonic spirits. And they called a meeting. They called a meeting inside this man's body. Yes, they did. They literally like, oh, shit. Jesus is coming. The Christ child. He probably won't be here for another. He walking from a couple of miles away. He be here. He East African, so you know he a runner. But I don't think he running. He walking, but he East African with them long ass legs. So you know it might take him a good 20. He might be here in the next 20 minutes to an hour. So he in good shape too. Okay. So we got to figure out what we got to do because we got to get up out of here. Okay. You know, once Jesus gets here, we have to leave this man's body if he tells us to, even if he don't tell us to. You know, his energy, we can't withhold his energy. His energy is more powerful and stronger than ours. So what should we do? Okay, so what about those pigs right there? We can ask him for permission to go into those pigs. Are we agreed? Okay, all right. So let's wreak havoc and do whatever we got to do in this man's body right now, because we're not going to be able to stay in his house much longer or squat here. So let's see if we can tear up this man's body real quick before Jesus get here, like squatters do. If we got to move out, we're going to tear this body up. And as soon as Jesus got there, hey, Jesus, what's up, Jesus? How you doing? And Jesus didn't have to say nothing. He just looked at him. All right. I know why you're here. I know why you're here. Can we at least go into the pigs? Can we at least go into the pigs, Lord? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm glad you know. Don't make me. And they ran into the pigs and made the pigs wild and crazy. And the pigs ran off the cliff. Okay. A lot of you have that same type of power and energy, which is why one witch can't take you out. One of these demonic spirits, the same way Jesus pulled up on that man that was possessed with legion. We are many spirits were in that man's body. You operate in that same Christ consciousness energy. You embody that energy. When you come up on people, witches can't even look you in the eye. A shoulder goes up to their cheek and their eyes jot to the side and they get to cringing and looking all fucking crazy. Because it takes several of them to attack you. And even then they can't come up against you. That's how weak these spirits are. They're weak. Do you know how powerful you are? You're powerful. You're powerful. You don't have to run away. Anywhere that you go, anywhere that you step, they are going to flee and run away. You can say it with your chest. You can walk around with your chest out. You can do it. You can do it. You don't have to run from them. They run from you. And anyone that has these spirits inside of them will run from you, or they will get deliverance and get delivered. I've been delivered. I will marry a woman. Holy Spirit, the King of Swords, the Hermit reverse. So what did this Hermit reverse do to try to backstab and betray you? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I have a Leo. I have the Strength card. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. A lot of fire energy. This Hermit in the reverse might have gotten some bad information. They might have both Virgo and Leo in their chart. Okay. Somebody, a cycle has ended. All right. So with this Wheel card, somebody could not let go possibly of someone they saw as a Queen of Wands. Okay, that might be even your energy, or this could be someone else's energy. But here's the problem. The world card, La Fortuna, the wheel, right? Past, present, future. The world card. What they're telling me here is this person, something happened in present day as a result of a decision and an action that they had made in the past about you. Okay. And because of the decision that they made in the past, not to do right by you on some aspect or level, it could have had something to do with verifying or confirming whether or not you were karmic or not themselves. If they were told a lie about you and they work with people in this group to attack you out of ego instead of first confirming and checking with God, that's why I don't really move in groups and just go by what the leader says. You know, I'll listen to what you have to say and then I'm going to carry out an investigation on my own, you know, because I know people have biases. I know a lot of narcissists know how to mimic emotions, and they know how to mimic high vibrational energy to get into positions of power so they can execute judgment on people that are a threat to them and they're jealous of, but they know how to hide it and be secretive. And that's why you can't trust groups of people. You have to do your own research too. You can't just go and take people's word for it. But this person had a decision at some point in the past whether or not to attack you. And they could have verified whether what they were told about you was the truth or not. But because of their selfishness and their lust, and because they were being a pleasure seeker, and someone put them into an illusion where they were getting a lot of sexual pleasure, and they were connected to people that uh, stroke their ego. Okay, they did know. Don't think this person is innocent at all. They knew that there was a possibility that you were not guilty of what they said about you, but they chose to have like a cognitive sort of dissonance and act like, oh, I can't find this person to confirm anything. This person, if they said this person's bad, I trust these people. These people are good because, she sucked my dick good. So she got to be a good woman, and she got a fat ass and look like an Instagram model. So I know she's of God. Praise God. And this person, out of selfishness, they didn't want to find out the truth that you were innocent. They deep down inside, they knew you were innocent, but they did not want to confirm it because they figured that if I don't speak to this person and confirm that they're innocent, then I can claim to God. This is energetically what was going on with them. I can disclaim to God and get away with attacking them to impress these people that are stroking my ego. Okay. Because this illusion is too good that they're giving me right now, and I'm enjoying myself. So I can claim God. They tricked me. It's their fault. The woman gave me the apple to eat, like the story of Adam and Eve. He went ahead and tried to blame Eve for giving him the apple while he bit that ass. Okay. So he wanted to pull that same Adam and Eve scenario. They told me to attack her because she was a bad woman, and I attacked her only because they lied to me. I didn't know. That's going to be their logic way of trying to get out of karma. But God sees all, and God knows your heart and your desire and your true intentions. God, you can't hide the energetic signature behind what you did from God. So even if you can use logic on the earthly physical realm to justify, well, I didn't know where she was. I asked people who this person, where they were, and I could only locate them on the spiritual realm where I attacked them. So, and I trusted these people, so punish them and not me. But God's going to say, you're not stupid and you're not slow, not even a little bit. Whoever you are, this Leo energy, whoever you are, you're not dumb, you're not slow, you're not any of these things at all. You are connected to your intuition enough to know that you should have double checked on your own. Your intuition told you the person that you were attacking was not guilty, but the reason you didn't want to check is so you couldn't be liable for not attacking them, taking up for them, and losing the connection and fantasy that these karmic people that have attached themselves to you provided for you. because it felt good getting your dick sucked by good looking women. It felt good having people stroking your ego and making you feel good and surrounding you. And I like to party all the time type energy. You know, you were having a good time and you just got caught up. You lost your way. You got too far off into your ego and you're trying to blame these people. But in actuality, you knew the truth. You knew she was innocent, but you went ahead and attacked her and helped these people to try to steal her inheritance anyway, because you wanted a legitimate excuse. You wanted to claim ignorance by not checking for yourself. Okay. So it's because in the past, this person made a decision not to confirm that you were innocent when they could have. They could have come toward you to find out who you really was and whether or not you were guilty. But instead, they helped these people attack you and steal from you. And that's what they did in the past. And that's why the world card is here. Because right now, there's something playing out as a result of that decision that they made. And they were in their right mind. Nobody tricked them. They're just trying to trick God. But your energetic signature, because it has everything to do with your true desire and your true intention. You could fool people with logic, and you could fool people on the earthly realm in court. I was ignorant. I didn't know. They lied to me. But you cannot lie in spiritual court, because in spiritual court, they are going by energy. They are going by your Akashic record. They're going by the thought process that you went through. They can't pull that up in court here in the earthly realm. But when you go to spiritual court, they're going to pull up your thoughts. Yes. Yes. They pull up your thoughts literally in spiritual court. And they say, look, this is where you were thinking, wow, I should really verify. I know she didn't do it. But if I don't, this is the thought. This was your thought process. That means you knew. But you made a decision because you knew you wouldn't get in trouble in the earthly realm. But now you're going to spiritual court. And that's why La Fortuna is here. The fates, the world card. Okay. All right. So somebody might be wanting to come towards you. It might be a Leo energy that might have recently launched an attack on you as recent as yesterday or the day before yesterday to try to cause you some type of harm, death, some spell work. They tried to attack you, whoever you are, High Priestess. But they were shut the fuck all the way down by someone that had more power than them. Okay. Sometimes when we get too far in our ego, absolute power can corrupt us. See, we have to be very careful. And that's why God will put you through all of the tests. God will put you through all of the tests because God wants to see if you will get drunk with power and lose the balance of your ego once you reach a certain level. That's why it's not until you reach a certain age are you allowed in mystery schools to get access to certain knowledge and power. There are certain people and hierophant energies that are way on the top because they literally have balanced and mastered their ego to the point where they will never, their ego will never come unwound to the point where they act on emotion. Okay. They act out of being irrational. You have to have tremendous control of your emotions and your ego to have access to a certain level of power, because a lot of people start out with a pure heart, but when you reach a certain level of power, sometimes you get drunk with power. It happens. It happens to the best of us. You will get drunk with power, and that ego will get thrown out by a beautiful woman or a charming man or someone that seduces you that you want to impress all of a sudden. And your human nature, it kicks in. When the male bird wants to impress the female bird, he sticks out his feathers and he pokes out his chest and he shakes his feathers around and does a dance and he prods around. That's the instinct of the life force of living mechanisms on the earth and human beings and mammals. You know, it's a natural thing in the cycle of life. And this person, when they got drunk with power, because they had possibly women around them, instinctively and biologically, they felt like they needed to become the peacock and toot up that big ass male bunkie of theirs and start shaking them feather, shake a tail feather and poke his chest out, because the women were applauding. The women were applauding that he was sexually attracted to, and that was like a fantasy to him. It's a fantasy to most men to prod around like a proud bird, while all women are like, "Oh, I like him. Ooh, oh, look at him, look at him." You understand? And he was enjoying that kind of fantasy. So that's why he attacked you. Now, he attacked you in the past and he claimed ignorance, even though God knows his heart knew that you were innocent. And that's why he didn't come to you in person to verify it. And because you know that, and whoever this person is, they now want to come towards you because they might be in trouble with the law. And it's some other issues going on here with that have to do with you holding some kind of spot in this organization. This person, they were angry at you for exposing them. They were angry at you for saying the truth. They were angry at you because you did something to their ego. You hurt their ego in front of everybody. You know, I feel like this person got into an energy where, yeah, I'm going to lick my lips and put a Tic Tac in my hot ass mouth and put some cologne on. And I'm going to put some Christian Dior on, and I'm just going to go use my charm to seduce this person now about the past and what I did. I'll just lay that charm on them. And I feel like whoever you are, I feel like you were like, nigga, please, you better get the fuck up out my face. I'm a whole grown up ass woman, not a half, not a partial, but a whole healed grown ass woman. We don't do that over here. We know that when to pull out them swords, and we know when to pull out our hearts, because we are empresses over here. Okay, we're not Queen of Cups. Okay, none of us empresses are Queen of Cups alone. We're all 4 queens in the deck. So we already know not to be in a Queen of Cups energy on top of meeting anyone. At all times, we stand in here 4 queens strong in the deck, in the Empress energy, on alert for any kind of bullshit coming towards us. We are open to love, but we are also open to chopping off your motherfucking head with that sword that we also yield, the no bullshit attitude, because we can see straight through your ass, and we not about to play with your ass, okay? So this is a whole grown ass woman, a whole fucking empress that's balanced in not just her feminine energy, but her masculine. And she knows when your goofy ass is coming toward her with some goofy game shit. And that's when she jumped into the Queen of Swords and put that sword up. And you were like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I got you, bitch. Come on, y'all. Come on, karmic women. Come on. I got it. We about to attack this hoe. Yes. This masculine attacked you either yesterday or the day before yesterday in the spiritual realm, and a hierophant higher than them, stronger than them, that has more control over their emotions and more control over their ego, put their ass down. They put their goofy ass down. So now somebody's wanting to come toward you, and that's why you have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. They couldn't backstab and betray you. See, this is a goofy and I feel like this is someone that has earth angel energy, but they have to get their ego in check and be broken back down to reality. Power has corrupted this man. This is the masculine, but power has corrupted them. Okay, power, and they lost control of their emotions. So they need to do some centering to get back on track. You're only human. You're here for lessons. It's okay. It does happen to the best of us. And don't get it fucked up. You might even come from a bloodline that is blessed by God, wherein you do have a divine purpose to carry out. But I want to use as an example, David in the Bible. David was highly favored by God, the Christ child. Okay? Somebody that embodied that Christ energy, one of the many. There were many Christ children that came out at different times to blow the horn on the people that were unawakened, you know, that were still operating out of more survival mode, the lower chakras in their carnal nature, to teach people how to raise their vibration in love. When the Christ child came, you know, through the line of David, which was a royal bloodline. Yes, it was, because one of the first ascended masters, Christ children, that came to let everybody know, look through the door, look through the gate. There's a man. He's carrying a thing on his shoulder full of water, the Aquarius. He was talking about the coming age of Aquarius, of enlightenment, where man would transition from only operating out of survival mode like a goddamn animal, a predator, needing to petition deities to get things done, deities, lower vibrational spirits that are condemned to this lower vibrational earth, and people were killing each other and lacking empathy in some type of sociopath energy, like an animal out of survival, they were going to teach you who you were and connect you back to God through raising your vibration through love, by having empathy and caring about how your actions affect other people. That's what Jesus's whole philosophy was. Love. It wasn't a religion. It was a way of life. It was a way to raise your vibration, to wake up spiritually, to see what you were living in. Okay, to get your fortify your connection to God, so that you're more God than animal, because you are in an animal body. The animal body does what everything an animal does: fuck, suck, eat, kill. You're an animal, but you do have that spark of God consciousness inside of you. And when Jesus came, when Siddhartha and all these other ascended masters came, they were here ahead of time to blow the horn, to tell you about the coming age in the future when everybody would start waking up and going through transformations that would move them out of a sociopath type energy, where you lack empathy and love for others and caring, and you would move into that vibration of love, and you would now seek within yourself the proper alignment through love to manifest the things you want, which means you're going to come out of survival mode in needing that you need to kill and sabotage others for energy, and need to petition entities and demonic forces to get favor. Now you don't have to go to these demons anymore. Now you can come out of survival mode, and you can just get in alignment with God by showing love for others and having empathy and practicing empathy. And now there's nothing outside of yourself that you need to pray or go to, other than go within yourself to correct your thinking and balance your thoughts, so that as you get into the vibration of love, you're going to think higher, balance more, your frequency is going to get higher, and you're going to start manifesting anything that you want with your own will. And the desire comes from the heart chakra, and the transformation you go through when that heart chakra is on the highest vibration of love, and you have strong will in the right places, and you're no longer weak-willed, emotionally codependent, financially codependent, acting out of fear instead of love. So we're all humans, was the point I was trying to make, but I said a mouthful instead. So what's going on here is this King of Swords, the Hermit reverse is the Strength card energy. Now, after this person was broken down, whoever this person is, they were broken down, okay, because they lost track. They fell off balance. Before I went on that long ass rant, the point I was making is David came from an anointed bloodline, the Christ child that came to warn others about the future, not warn, but to blow the horn and let y'all know about the coming Christ children and the Christ energy that would be released into the universe. David cursed his bloodline before the Christ child came and burned off all the karma that David created. Okay. One could even say, because David, when you curse your bloodline, guess what's going to happen? You're going to reincarnate in that bloodline that you've gotten cursed. And years down the line, if you're the one that caused your bloodline to be cursed, you might be a reincarnation of a person that is suffering as a result of what you did in the past life to curse your own bloodline. Okay. So Jesus may have even been a reincarnation of David from his bloodline. And when he cursed, when he set Uriah up to be killed, and the prophet, the tarot card reader that had to go holler at David and say, hey, David, man, you just killed a man that only had one wife to take what he had, when you have many and you have everything. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if God finds favor. I don't care if you have a bloodline of high priests and high priestesses. What you did was take advantage of an innocent man, and you were wrong. And because of it, the sword will never leave your bloodline. Your bloodline is cursed now with toxicity, early death, backwardness, chaos, and destruction. You're always going to have some kind of goofy ass drama going on. Single mothers in your family. The men are going to leave the women in your family. You see what you did in your bloodline? Even Joseph don't know who the father of his baby mother Mary is. You see what's going on here, David? You see, because you cursed your bloodline, all this backwardness going on. You got Joseph running around here talking to his homies and talking to himself because his wife talking about she pregnant by a damn ghost. And don't nobody believe that shit. Okay. Don't nobody believe that shit. But he don't want to be shamed and embarrassed and called a simp. Okay. Yeah. Joseph in the Bible didn't want to be called no simp. So he cursed his bloodline. He cursed his bloodline. And when Jesus came many years later, hundreds of years later, when Jesus came through that bloodline, he went through a lot of persecution and he was a pure spirit. It doesn't mean that he didn't go through trials and tribulations. That's why they don't talk about him between the age of 12 and 30, because those were his more karmic years. Okay. That was while he was going through awakening still. But the vibration and the incarnation, he was an old soul that came back again. Okay. Some of you all that are on a higher vibration that are paying back the karma because your bloodline was cursed and you're the curse breaker. You might be the one that got your bloodline cursed because of something that you did many generations ago. You might have done something very wicked many generations ago to another person and messed around and got your bloodline cursed. So you ended up reincarnating and being the recipient of a whole bunch of negative karma that you had to burn off in this lifetime to pay back the karma for something that you might have done in the past incarnation. That was a download I got a while back ago. Okay. So some of you, the reason you have so many spiritual gifts and so much wisdom and you're a reincarnation and you're so high up and you suffered so much, you're like, God, if I'm so wonderful and spiritual and on the vibration of love and I have all these gifts, why am I suffering so much? Why have you allowed me to be attacked so much? Because you took all those powerful gifts that you had a couple of generations ago and you abused your power and you cursed your own bloodline. So you had to reincarnate and come back generations later with that same energy in the vibration of love through many lessons and have that same energy return to you and fix your bloodline. That's why I said nobody is a victim. Y'all are not victims when bad things happen to you. You're burning off karma for things that were done in past lives. And I know some people don't believe in reincarnation, karma, this, that, and the other. But I will mention in the Christian Bible, there is a conversation going on about reincarnation among the high priestess, the high priest, and the, y'all know, the Pharisees. When Jesus first started being known and being popular on Instagram and, back in that day, basically just like, people that would be on a corner singing bebop out on a corner in Philly, and then somebody will get popular for being real good. And then in our day, the rappers used to be out on the street battling in the parks. It's kind of like that in the olden days when Jesus started making a name for himself, because Jesus was out there freestyling. Jesus was quick with it. He had a sharp tongue. He was clever, right? People like Jesus because Jesus was very insightful. He was clever. He had that Piscean energy, the two fishes, so he knew how to go really deep into people's minds and draw comparisons to everyday common things so people could understand the concepts that were being given to them. You understand? He was clever. He was funny. He made jokes. He had a sense of humor, right? So because of the type of dude Jesus was, his charisma, he made a name out there in them streets in Jerusalem. And a lot of people, like listening to him. Cool cats, young people, old people. I like that. I like him, man. He an old soul. He an old spirit. Yeah. He came through that bloodline because back in the day, he was on some bullshit, being David, killing a man so he could mess with his wife. Okay. Yeah. He got a lot of experience. So people, they wanted to, the Pharisees had a conversation, and what they said was, they were like, who is this man? He got way too much knowledge for his age. I mean, where is he getting like these downloads from? I mean, he's talking about stuff that might be in some books, but he don't have access to this knowledge. That's only after you go to school and graduate and we accept you into our little secret society, blah, blah, blah. But whoever this man is, he is speaking beyond things that we can understand, that we're still studying in books that he don't even have access to. Who taught him how to read? His daddy is a carpenter. How is he spitting game like that? And they were talking about him. He must be a reincarnation. Is he Arias returned? Is he Enoch returned? They started naming prophets and asking, they started naming prophets from the Old Testament and asking, is it this person returned? Okay. I just wanted to make that point real quick because Jesus was a Jew. He came from a Jewish family. Jesus wasn't a religion. Jesus was teaching the same thing Siddhartha was teaching, how to raise your consciousness and love and awareness through love. It wasn't a religion. It was a concept and philosophy of love and finding the vibration of love through balancing your thoughts, through right knowledge, by clear thinking, clear balanced thoughts that are fair and balanced. Okay? The language was different. The wording was different, but Jesus' religion was Jew. He was a Jew. He was a Jew. Ask your pastor. His daddy was Jewish. Yeah, he was a carpenter. But what he was teaching had nothing to do with his religion, which was Jewish. What he was teaching was breaking out of this prison through love by opening up your spiritual eyes. And they wanted to know if he was a reincarnation. These Jewish men, Pharisees, were having conversations asking, who is he? Is he Elias returned? Is he Ezekiel? Is he so-and-so? Is he so-and-so? They started naming people asking, is that him returned? Because they understand, because they have access to older books from the older version of Christianity, which is more connected to Gnosticism, okay? Which is connected to Commission Egyptian teachings about reincarnation and life outside of your body and immortality and things having to do with the soul. Okay. Holy Spirit. Sorry, y'all. I know I be ranting. I apologize. But I'm having a good time right now. This is a good time to me. So whoever they are, they want to come towards you right now, okay? Right now, they're no longer got that ass whooped. Of course, they no longer closed off. This person, the 7 of Wands in the reverse, they're no longer closed off. The 4, they might be, they're not closed off. They're still holding on that they could pull something off here with the 7 of Swords. Whoever this Leo, Virgo energy is, they're still convinced that they can pull something off. That with this Page of Cups here, they want to still reach out to you. But with the 7 of Swords here, they are still convinced that they can pull something off with this. And they're working on something with this 8 of Pentacles. Because their big ass is goofy. And they're one of those goofy kids that was bigger than all the other kids in 2nd grade. And while all the other kids would find good hiding places, while y'all were playing hide and go get it if y'all were some nasty kids, or hide and go seek if y'all were innocent kids, they would go hide behind a skinny ass tree, their big ass body. They hiding behind a tree, covering their eyes like an elephant hiding behind a tree where everybody could see them. All the other kids could find good hiding spaces, because they think they can't be seen. So whoever this person is, they still think they can get away with something, and they're working on something. So they're coming toward you, but they are not completely mentally closed off to the idea that they can still pull something off. Okay. And they might even be working with a King of Pentacles in the reverse. So that makes me feel like they are still trying to get away with a theft or something they tried to steal from you. Or if you have inheritance, they help someone steal from you. They might be still working with this King of Pentacles reverse, woman or man, to try to get away with it in your family. Hoo-hoo. Somebody's slow. Somebody is slow. When you're not acting in the highest vibration of love, it dulls your intuition. You're not as intuitive as you think you are, and people sees you. If God is the highest force of love and you're not in that vibration of love, why in the world would you think that you are your ego? That makes sense. You're smarter than everybody else because you're in an illusion that you're smarter than everybody else. And your ego is big. So what is this goofy Leo that is working with the King of Pentacles in your family reverse? A spiritual violation. They're getting karma because of a spiritual violation that occurred. This person is about, and he's fully possessed. A full possession, a full spiritual possession. So at this point, this person is falling into the goofy energy of all the other karmic energies that they've been sleeping with, having sex with, and connecting to. Once you fall under full possession, the things you do become dull, boring, and repetitive. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And the reason you keep doing it over and over again is because these demonic forces are low vibrational, and they're not as smart as they have access to the spiritual realm, but they're not fast like God is. The vibration of love, which is God, is the highest vibration there is out there. Nothing vibrates higher than love in the highest vibration. These demonic entities, they lack luster, they're slow, they have access to spy and bring back information, but it's not at a high vibration. They're disconnected from God's intuition. So they can bring back information, but it might not be correct. Okay. So and the ideas that they come up with to try to cheat, scheme, steal, and destroy, they're corny ideas that only people on a low vibration fall for, or for victim to. You understand? So whoever this person is, they're becoming slower and slower as their vibration begins to drop down from being an earth angel. It's causing them to be slower and slower. And before you know it, they're going to fall from grace completely. And people are going to be like what's his name in the Black Panthers? He might have started out with good intentions, but in the end, he ended up strung out on drugs and a whole bunch of other things due to people trying to throw him off his path and everything else going on. Whoever this is, they are going to lack luster. Their vibration is going to continue to drop lower and lower if they don't cleanse their energy from this full demonic possession that has taken over them, that has them, their vibration and their spiritual ranking starting to drop lower and lower and lower. Before you know it, they're going to end up walking around looking like a fallen hero, and everyone like, oh, I remember how good that person was. Their intentions were so good, but their ego and power, it corrupted them, and then they fell off. And then before you know it, they ended up in jail. Because their ego and whatever power they had access to, they were corrupted by it, and they turned everything they were doing into some type of Mardi Gras thing, trying to have sex with 14-year-old girls. They ended up turning whatever the original purpose they had was into a big romperoo way to get women, have sex with beautiful women, and they lost themselves. And I see that so many times with men and women, but men that get access to too much power and their ego becomes unbalanced. And before you know it, they start thinking there's some kind of a god, and they have a lot of women groupies around them stroking their ego, and they fall from grace. Okay. Because their whole mission it becomes doing things to sustain the type of and quality of energy they're getting from all these women, because they've lost the confidence that they had by doing the right thing, and it was replaced with a whole bunch of energy that feels like confidence, because now it's coming from cheerleaders of karmic women and men that are benefiting financially, and they're buying and using material things to sustain their lives, and that replaces the true confidence from the virtue in what their initial mission was. So now this person, they want to sustain their confidence and ego, but through something that's superficial, and their cheerleaders are who they're connected to that are keeping them in a low vibration and a frequency. Conspiracy to commit murder. So they might, in the back of their mind, be thinking that they still might have an opportunity to kill you. Wow, we have fallen from grace, haven't we, Leo, Virgo? King Kong. Ooh, ciao. Ciao. They're touching me. What y'all want to say? So they're going to make up with you. So what I'm getting is this person's going to try to, I don't think you've ever met this person face to face, but they have to connect with you about what happened in the past and about your family and about what they helped to try to kill you so your family could steal from you. But so they're going to shake hands with you and apologize and try to be straightforward with you while they try to plan to still have you killed with this King of Pentacles reversed connected to your family. So they're going to fake with you so he can pull you in to see if he can still find a way to poison you, set you up to be killed or whatever. Oh my God, I never thought it would be like this. The answer is yes. He's turned into a complete sociopath with a personality disorder, a narcissist. He went from King Kong consciousness to King Kong Coon of the clowns. This person went from King Kong consciousness to King Kong Coon of the clowns of chaoticness, aligned with the Ku Klux Klan. All right, there you go. Sociopath. And that's it. So be careful. Holy Spirit, was there anything that you wanted me to say about how he's going to, he ain't going to do it. He ain't going to be able to do it. He's thinking of a way he can kill you. That's sick. He's also a dark high priestess, either reversed a judgment or decision. They can't backstab and betray you or him, or he can't betray her, or whatever the case may be. And they've changed how they felt about something that they were taking part in. Okay, it's over for them. So, and this is justice. So somebody might be walking away from this man. Okay, somebody might be walking away from this man, or he's walking away from her. I don't know. Child, somebody got a problem, man. Anytime you are thinking that you're so drunk with power, or you are thinking you have the power of God to take another's life just because you got exposed, because you made some dumb decisions, and you were given multiple 111 on my clock, y'all. 111 on my clock. You were given multiple options and opportunities to clear the confusion up, to come forward, to be honest, but you couldn't balance out your dark and your light because you got drunk and corrupt with power, just like Brother Polite. Yep, comparing your ass to Brother Polite, just like who the goofy bird with the feather that just got sentenced in Georgia, that had all the birds chirping after him. Bah, bah, ooh, bird call. Who was that person? That man that had that had his little coven group. What were they called? A cult? And they would go through the forest, my damn forest, clucking around that cult. And then, he was abusing daddyless young women by attacking their confidence before they got old enough to develop a strong sense of confidence on their own and discover themselves. He would brainwash and manipulate daddyless girls or women that didn't have enough positive role model, masculine and feminine. And that's not their fault if he got a hold of their mind at a young age. What is Birdman? The one with the feather. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That was leading all those women in the goddamn forest. What's his name, y'all? And he got sentenced to life in jail. And then he told the judge, I'm not mad at you. I'm not. I love you. I'm not. Y'all know who I'm talking about, though. These goofy men that get drunk with power and start these cults, and then women, flock to them that don't have enough will for whatever reason. And then in the end, they make it about sleeping with underage women and getting away with it, and they end up in jail. That's who this energy, that's the energy this person's getting in. Give me a final message, and I'm going to go ahead and end this reading. What was his name that was running the Birdman cult that just got sentenced? Oh, somebody changing their mind now? And now he all fucked up in the head. Yeah, you are fucked up in the head. You need to go on a spiritual journey into the forest. And not the one that one doing prison in Atlanta in jail right now. Not the forest he went in, because you might run into some little girls and get tempted to try to be inspirational to them and pimp them. Okay, you need to go into the forest somewhere on a retreat and get rid of all technical devices and don't have any communication with the outside world. Drink some of Dr. Sebi's alkaline water. Go into the forest in Honduras. Drink some of Dr. Sebi's alkaline water. Disconnect from these karmic energies. Stop having sex. Stop communicating. Get butterball butt naked. Dig a hole in the ground and cleanse yourself for at least 7 days. You need to completely cleanse yourself spiritually for 7 days. Bury yourself in the ground like when you're cleansing your jewels and your gems and stuff. Whoever you are, whoever this masculine is, I'm going to give them one bit of advice. Right now, you are experiencing a bout of mental instability here. Your mind is all over the place. And your mind is all over the place because you have demonic possessions. All the fucking you was doing. Okay, you was sleeping with a lot of different women, and you're an open spiritual channel. You have spiritual gifts, whoever you are, and you're an open spiritual channel, and you might be very sensitive to whatever energies the people you sleep with are also connected to, or you have slept with in the past. Okay, and all their issues and troubles are swimming around with yours as well, and it's making you crazy. Whatever type of demonic entities they have, they are all one big family inside of you right now. We are a family. Hey, hey, hey! I got all my sisters with me. Hoo, hoo, hoo! So, whoever you are, you need to go into Dr. CB's forest in Honduras. You need to drink alkaline water and nothing else. Dig a hole in the forest. No cell phones, no technology, no pussy, and whatever else you like. No nothing, no contact with anyone. Dig a hole in the ground. Make sure you're butterball butt naked and cleanse yourself for 7 days. No food. Just cleanse your energy for 7 days. Okay? And then come out and then try to realign yourself. That's my advice to you, whoever you are. It doesn't mean you can't get back on track. It just means that you need to get a balanced perspective, and having the type of energies that you're connected to and around right now is going to slow you down or make it difficult for you to see your way clear right now. You need to move everyone away from you so you can hear the voice of God, which is a connection to your higher self and your higher mind. Because right now you're a little disconnected from your highest self, because you're listening to things that you think are your higher self, but they're not. Too many voices around you right now. So you need to cleanse your energy so you can come back out fighting and get back on your path. It's still a chance for you. Okay. All right. Change your mind. Okay. So that's that. All right. So I'm going to leave that right there for right now. I am QUAN Yin. This is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. Thank you for being with me here today. And I'm going to be doing readings all day today. So see y'all in a bit.